Good afternoon. I'm here with Mark Melsness, who is the leader of Spinnaker Property Management, the designated broker. How are you today, Mark?
I'm wonderful. Happy new decade, year of Vision 2020.
I know. Isn't that amazing? We have a new year, 2020 already. It just all is going by so fast. Exciting, though. So today we wanted to talk a little bit about one of the services that Spinnaker offers both prospective owner clients and also existing owner clients. So what we're talking about today is available to you if you're thinking about working with Spinnaker or if you already do. So we want to talk about how Spinnaker helps owners evaluate the value of a property in the market and in general.
One of those is allowing us to know what's actually on the market right now. So if we were to actually go with an active listing now, here's what in this radius of this comparable type, what we'd be competing with and what their amenities are and what their listing rate is and how many days they're on the market. We also use another paid for software that actually gives us 12-month or whatever we would like to adjust that term of historical listings of homes with those same amenities and also in a radius area also. So we can manipulate that to a more appropriate comparable for the home that we're focusing on. And then what we also have is our actual historical product that's either just leased or is currently under management with Spinnaker in that area that have similar type amenities and prices too. So we actually get to take industry paid for information and our own actuals and compare that or combine those. That allows us to come up with a potential 3,000 foot level value of the home before we've ever even been at the home.
Sure. So a combination of professionally available information and just your own experience over the years.
Yeah.
Yep.
And actual,
Right.
we have actual.
Right.
And then of course there's, my knowledge of what those individuals have compared to each of those homes as an individual amenities.
Yeah. So what are the instinctual things like when you first tour a property with an owner? Are there things that just scream out at you like, wow, this is going to be a hot commodity in this market? Or does it really take investigating and touring the home to really see? Are there certain things?
Yeah. We got to be on site to actually come up with an actual number. All the data in the world will never suffice for what the actual product is. So one is the location. You could be in North End, you could be in Stadium, you could be in the South End, Stillicum, University Place, Spanaway, Puyallup. All those have different types of influences on the market. Some of the traditional markets that we're so familiar hearing in the news and stuff, they may be cooling down on their value growth over year, or even in some cases month over month, because now that product's saturated, or that area is saturated with product, where other areas that weren't getting all the attention are now the value to actually purchase or have, and those continue to draw greater rents at a higher percentage month over month or even year after year.
Yeah, it's been incredible to me to watch the Pacific Northwest and places like Enumclaw or Monroe or DuPont, or places that, growing up here were just sort of the second thought, afterthought places you maybe went to once in your life or something. And now they're these incredibly hot corporate housing markets and, commutes in from Enumclaw to Redmond and, just amazing how it's all shifted, isn't it?
It is. And I'm not going to say to be specific anywhere because it takes a certain, not just the area or the location, but the block and then the street and then the house itself. Because even though you have an area or a territory that you're working in, the number one biggest, most impactful thing that makes the value of the home is curb appeal. Period.
I was going to ask you, that's kind of what I was leading you to when I said what's the instinctual, and yet bad curb appeal in a really hot neighborhood, you can always fix curb appeal as well.
It's usually the easiest.
Yeah.
But it takes some vision because it's a little bit of money and it takes outside the box what we've always done conversation to put aside, and here's what would make the difference in time and in money management.
Right, but it sounds like we have to be careful of what we assume to be a valuable neighborhood anymore, because what was once not valuable is becoming incredibly valuable.
Absolutely.
And has shifted, right?
It's
so
totally shifted.
It's all changing. So got it. So what else about a property? Is there anything else that you would help an owner evaluate?
Yeah, so the approach from the street to the house and the actual curb appeal on the property where you can actually really make a difference or have a say-so in. And then the presentation of the home when you're stepping inside, is it clean? Like, really clean. Like, because when people move in, they don't want somebody else's stuff left in the drawers or the cabinets. They want to know that all the dust and all the crumbs are gone.
Or the smell of the dog or whatever.
Or a pet. And they want to know that everything works.
Sure.
Because it looks great on the photos or a tour, and when they move in, having that happen to work properly when they're in possession really creates a great start on the relationship. So those are the non-visual. They don't create a lot of value in the rate amount. They create a lot of value in the relationship and the long term that they're there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a psychological thing there. You want to walk in and feel like it's truly your home, not that someone else has left behind their belongings or whatever. I understand.
And then also the amenities. So having, does it have more than one bathroom? Does it have a 2-car garage? Is the backyard fenced or irrigation? Or does it have gas heating? We just continue on with all that, but as those are understanding, then we are able to at that time come up with a very specific dollar amount that would allow us to say at this dollar point we'll be able to list the home and typically have a commitment within 10 to 7 days and occupancy within 15 to 25 days.
Yeah, and I have to say too, just coming in from the outside and listening to you talk about this, that I think there is professional information and publications that you access, but I'm coming to you because you have experience doing this, and you've been an investor over the years, so you have the instincts that I want. It's good to have the factual information and the formal education and all that, but really I'm going to pick someone to manage my properties that I know has good instincts and is going to make the best decisions they can from their breadth of experience on my behalf. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, I want to be able to go on vacation and know that if there's a decision to be made, it's not your first time thinking that through, but you're like, oh yeah, this is what we do because this is what works. So, very good. Well, good to speak on this topic. I think it is truly a value that you bring to your owners, both existing and prospective owners. And I think it's good to remind your audience that this is something you do complimentary. So if you're thinking about working with Mark and his team, that this is something you can call and say, hey, I'm thinking about buying this home over on such and such street in this community. Would you be able to spend a half hour there with me and help me make a decision? So,
or more.
Yep. And that's something that the team is available to do. So again, this is Mark, and he is the designated broker here at Spinnaker Property Management and the property manager.
Yep.
And he's going to give you his tagline now.
Well, I'll give you more than the tagline. It's like, and I'm really inviting you to actually reach out to me.
Take
so
advantage
that
of that.
I can offer you this service, or even someone may know who's not sure. And typically, when we're working with an owner-operator, we can bring 10 to 15% more rental rate on a monthly basis for that home, which more than covers our fees. So there is an opportunity to have a greater income with more expenses and still make the same, if not a little bit more money on a monthly or annual basis.
And I absolutely believe that. And I think after spending some time with Mark and his team, you would believe it as well. So thanks for your time today, Mark. And we'll be talking to you again in a couple weeks. And it's always a good use of our time to share with our Facebook community. So thank you.